Okay, well, I'm sure while you've enjoyed all the detail of this locomotive up close like that, apparently I'm not very sure I have a BFIMO, or best feature in my opinion, as Eric Siegel would call it. But other than that, taking another look around the locomotive, it's just very, very great. And as a one last part of the detail, I wanted to see if you could see the numbers 4501 painted on the cab like that. And so if I pull it out a little bit more, you can get a much better look. There it is. Just an absolutely gorgeous N-scale steam locomotive. Alright, and so without further ado, we're going to start getting this thing fired up, and then we'll go through operation of the locomotive. Now, apparently this locomotive is also sound equipped, but usually when it comes to Broadway Limited, the only way we can get the sound started is if we actually moved the locomotive very, very slightly, and so that's what we're going to do now. And there you have it. The sound is activated. And that's what the dynamo would sound like as it spools up or down. And of course, if I hit the number 10 function, you would have heard that. But I believe I want to go through some more common sounds. My first one I usually like to start with is the bell. When I press it for off, it actually kind of goes like that and fades away. Kind of an interesting feature. Now here's the whistle. And when I hit the 6th key or so on the Easy Command Control Center, that's when you get the sound of the water going into the tender. I believe Broadway does have an N-scale NHL accessory of the water tower that has the nozzle and all that really will connect. And of course, all I gotta do is press the 6th key again, and then eventually you'll hear it just like that. And that the water cap is closed, so that means the water is full. Of course, I don't have the sound of coal being added, so that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just a very, very flawless sounding steam locomotive. So I'm sure if you want to see some drive wheel action for a little bit, I'll just move the locomotive forward a little bit. And backwards. Yeah, this engine runs very, very smoothly. Now the last thing to do I forgot to do before running it back and forth would be to activate the headlight, so let's activate, as they would call it, the electricity on this locomotive with the dynamo, and then you'll see the headlight activate. And there it is in a beautiful, nice golden white. Absolutely gorgeous for a light like that. Alright, and so just like our friend Eric Siegel, to wrap up this review, is where we're going to do some simple run-bys on the oval, where I have the locomotive, as you can see, now connected to a series of freight cars, more than just that boxcar you probably saw in the frame, but The locomotive is now hitched to a series of freight cars from a few past Bachmann and scale train sets that I've gotten. So you'll probably see 2 cabooses at the end of this train. So hope you enjoy the run by. Let's get going. All aboard. Okay, and now that just about wraps up the review of this very magnificent, awesome steam locomotive number 4501. And I'm sure you agreed it looked very, very wonderful pulling these old-fashioned freight cars that Bachmann had created. And I'm sure some of you who may have seen my review on those past train sets may remember these train cars that have been pulled before. So I thought I'd put them together to make up a very, very unique train set like that. And yeah, I am very, very impressed. So all I could say now is thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review and a little brief history on this locomotive. And I love to see how it looks when it was in freight service as well as excursion service. So thank you for watching once again. And until next time, we will see you out on the rails. This is Cameron at Pinchio 8 signing in, pinching out. Take care.